Good evening, Final Fantasy and Randomizer fans. Welcome to your new home at twitch.tv/Final Fantasy Randomizer. We are so excited to be here with you tonight, hanging out with four of our good friends, running a fun little redux of the spring tournament flags as we get ready to wind down the last couple weeks of the big tournament. I'm here with my good friend Dengwu. Dengwu, how you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm excited. I have been looking forward to this day for a while and finally being able to unveil it. And well, as much as I love the fact that the channel's live, but we get to have this cool side event too, and I get to broadcast with you, Groggy. So, you know, I can't complain.
Yeah, it's going to be a great night, and we are, of course, joined by Danny on Tracker and Dark Moon streaming for us. So let's get started. We've got an obvious party here. Fighter, Red, None. So we are running the 4 Forced with the Fighter and the Red Mage. Good news, though, pretty kind Blursings. We've got plus X Cal and level 1 white spells on the Fighter with minus 10 Vitality, and then plus 2 level 1 MP on the Red Mage, plus 15 Strength and minus 15 Agility. So all things considered, not too bad, but these differ from the Spring Tournament pod flags in another way. We are going to get the free airship to start off, and in place of the airship in the incentive pool, we're going to get a Mass Immune. So we have a lot of things going for these runners for hopefully a quick seed.
Oh, you're absolutely right here, and we also need to, well, alright. So, sorry, I'm a little off topic there, but I need to actually do the announcements here before this all goes on, Groggy. So, apparently, we have a tie between the Fighter and the Red Mage at the moment for what's going to be the bonus one for all. And I'm just going to let everybody know that I have apparently the finishing thing. I did a bot roll because why not? Because that was my vote, and it landed on the Fighter. So, with that, the Fighter has won.
Congratulations to the Fighter, and we're going to go ahead and get started here as everybody takes off heads to the White Mage shop there in Canary. We're going to get Fade. This is going to be a very generous seed, so both the Red Mage and the White Mage are going to get Fade and Cure 3, as well as Nuke, so we are absolutely gunning out the gate. Wow, a really kind two-man seed to start off, which is great. You know, I think this is meant to be a little bit more of a fun exercise for our runners, and certainly with Cure 3, Fade, and Nuke at level 1, we're going to be doing just fine.
Yeah, that seems pretty good. Can't really argue against any of that. I think, did the Fighter get a night spells? Is that what I was told?
Level 1 White Mage, yeah.
Oh, okay, so yeah. We're looking pretty good here. We got all the clear magic. I'm pretty sure all the runners are breathing a sigh of relief as everybody gets to cast things at this point, and we got an airship to go around places really fast.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to check some of the chests here. Not strictly necessary, but, you know, might as well take a few while you're here. Of course, we see Phoenix top left there taking the airship. Gonna have to go back and get it eventually since he doesn't have a warp or exit. He is going to get teleported back to Canary Castle.
Yeah, the walk of shame. We take the airship to Temple of Fiends, and well, Tetron unfortunately wipes out. Spent all his money. Wasn't able to save. Even with all the nukes and the fades, was not able to save him.
That's a real fear. I kept practicing like what I would do in the spring tournament if I screwed up that first bite. You know, sometimes you get such good spells that you forget you need to save like 10 gold for the inn, or a little bit more than that. Now I think, you know, you could take a quick fight and probably be okay with a nuke and then save, but I definitely get it. Not a fun way to start for Tetron. I'm sure you get the tilt there a little bit earlier than you might like. But these fades and nukes are gonna knock down Garland as Wild Ham 0 there in the bottom right, gonna be the first one to go through. Let's find out what the King and Sarah are gonna give us. But before his mini spelled sprites get hit by another zombie attack. And here we go, talking to Sarah, and we are going to get the slab from the King, and Sarah is gonna have the tail. Alright, so with the airship ready to come to us. This is fantastic. We can go ahead and fly right over to Cardigan and promote as soon as we want. I don't think we'll see our runners go there first thing, but I have to imagine they're going to route it in pretty quickly.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. You do the slab turn in, and then you head right over to the Bahamut and turn in your HR papers for promotion, as a good friend Caleb would say.
Alright, so now we've got a lot of the map available to our runners, and I think this is something where, you know, new runners can actually struggle a little bit with so much choice here in the open world, as we see Phoenix is failing to talk to Bicky there for a second. We're going to go ahead and grab that pirate fight. We'll see what he gets in a second. But we do have quite a few places where our runners can go. Once we get through Bicky here, let's talk a little bit of strategy, Dengwu, and talk about like where you might go next, where are you going to prioritize, what's important to you. But that fade is certainly going to take down the pirates without too much of an issue. Looks like a 6 or 8, I couldn't tell. Going to get the herb from the pirates, so nice progression item early on. So yeah, where you know, when you have this much available to you, where do you go? What do you prioritize?
Well, I would be working towards, as you see the runners doing now, and you also see Channing heading towards it, you're going to do the sages. You want to route in the sages. You want to route in Sarda. You want to do your tail promotion along with your slab.
Yeah, and Sarda there in the left-hand corner with Chanigan giving the crystal.
Yeah. So you try and get as much of these key items as early as possible. Make use of the increased experience percentages. Because when you dive, you're nuking and fading everything. That's kind of what the fighter likes to do in a two-person party anyways. Yeah. So get as much experience, you know, percentage increase as you possibly can, and then they reap the benefits.
Yeah, I got some pretty good spells that I'm seeing as Tetron going to go ahead and promote. Let's see what the Crescent Lake Sages for us. Oh, but we're going to see Wildham turn in the herb first. The Sleeping Elf Prince going to get woken up. Let's see what he has in store for our runners. It's going to be the Power Gauntlet. All right, so useful, not necessarily, you know, strictly necessary in this flag set, but certainly worthwhile in the long run. And at least it was, you know, you're finding it in the Elf Prince and not a long dive through ice or something. We're going to get the Canal from the Crescent Lake Sages as well. Totally useless at this point, but, you know, I guess if you really want it, it's there. Exit and Life going to be at level 3, it looks like, so that is going to be locked out for both of those runners on that life spell, or both of the party members on that life spell, but Exit will be available to the Red Mage.
Oh no, Tetron promoted, gets out, tries to get back in his airship, and the Ochos had poison damage, so he wipes out and has to make the trip to get his HR papers done again. Oh no.
Yeah, that's just a real tough start for Tetron. Just kind of bad luck rolling on some of these fights and these resets. That's not going so well for him, but he still has plenty of time to catch up with this very quick airship siege. Shoutouts to everybody in chat who has joined us for this inaugural Final Fantasy Randomizer event. Again, welcome to our new home on twitch.tv/Final Fantasy Randomizer. You're with some folks who put a lot of work into this channel. It is awesome to be able to see it come to fruition for you guys. So congratulations to everyone who put a lot of work into this channel. In Viz 2, they're at level 5 over in Melman. That is going to be a Red Wizard, no, sorry, I'm getting confused with Black spells. Black is 1, 2, 3, 4, Black Wizard promoted, but it's going to be 1 for Red Mage and 2 for Red Wizard, I believe, on the White Mage spells in Melman, so that in Viz 2 is going to be locked out.
So the one crazy thing here, and you know, we have Danny pushing the one, you know, all the buttons in the background, doing an amazing job as our tracker here. She's got to put up with all of our runners going off in all these different crazy directions here. Danny, I wish you the best of luck.
We see a cube there from Matoya down in Chanigan, lower left-hand side of the screen, as Phoenix picks up his power bump from the Elf Prince. So with the cube, we're halfway to access for the Sky Palace, getting up there. But at this point, we've got a lot of options and not a lot of levels. I would certainly be tempted to try and, with those fairly cheap houses, see if I can't find like an early grind, just to, I don't know, maybe get up to like 12, 15 after I've promoted. Try and get a little bit of money for that gold +2 that's over there. That's a really nice pickup in Provoca. That's, you know, end game armor for both of your Warriors of Light if you need it. And obviously with the Masamune incentivized, we don't have to do a whole lot of chest opening if we don't want to. Ideally, we would see a wall somewhere that would be learnable by our Red Mage or Red Wizard. If not, you know, picking up some ribbons, but
so
kind of see.
One thing that kind of goes with that, and I just found it on Phoenix's side, and I'm sure some of the other runners just do it, is we found the early exit / warp.
Yeah.
That was level 3, which is learnable by both the fighter and the red mage. Marsh Cave at these low levels, since we're in the air, is actually really good for experience with a 2-person early game. It's not like the greatest, but it can be considered somewhat safe because we can just nuke everything. We gain decent experience because we only have the 2 characters, and that gets us going for, let's say, an ice cave dive, which is also incentive, or ordeals.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think Marsh is actually a decent play. You know, you get that spike tile check as well, so I agree with you. Normally, I would not necessarily try and route in an early Marsh, but I think all signs are pointing to that. You've got appropriate levels for it, you can get out quickly, and you can certainly blast your way through it pretty easily. And fingers crossed that spike tile on the usual incentive location is going to be friendly to you. Obviously, that incentive location is not going to be, well, probably not where we find the incentive item tonight. We do have incentive items shuffled within their respective locations. Fun little flag on the website, just like it's been all through the spring tournament. So we'll see. It could be upstairs, could be downstairs, could be in that horrible chest in the upper right-hand corner that everyone always checks last.
You're absolutely right. And as was brought up by Solario Rex, I don't know if we actually mentioned this, but yeah, we've got about 7 runners total. 4 on the broadcast, 3 more, a couple brand new runners that I have only kind of seen during the Duckling Weekly, participating in that. So looking forward to seeing them and their times.
Yeah, absolutely. Phoenix going with a unintentional one-man grind right now on that red mage. As we see, let's see here, Wildham, I think, was going for the slab turn-in, perhaps forgot to translate, or maybe he bailed out of that for some reason. I'm not 100% sure, but it doesn't look like he finished that slab check like I thought he was going to. Not a whole lot in Cardia. You know, I've been watching all these runners check. You usually hope that you find something, maybe like a dragon armor, or an X-Cow, or Vorpal, whatever, but it seems like we're just getting, chump change and some houses here and there. Not a particularly great dive, but pretty much all of our runners have been making the wise choice and not doing it. I did have an almost like adverse reaction to checking Cardia because I was thinking it was still monster in a box, but it's not. These are free checks for our runners.
That was
like a while to get past that.
That was like trying to do a seed where there was actually unrunnables, and I'm like, oh wait, I can't run from these things. Wait a minute, what is this?
I feel like I always get so used to flags, whenever you practice for a tournament for a long time, and then I'm just useless at every other kind of flag as soon as I get done practicing. It's like, did I always play the game like this? Like a fool?
So I like
when Thief is relevant for me.
Right. So I like this play by Tetron, as you and I kind of touched on. To do the Marsh play, we have the nukes, we have tons of fade casts. We can gain a couple levels to get us going here. We got the exit charge to leave. It just sets you up for your progression of sorts, if you want to call it. Because, well, okay, Ghouls with Quad X might make it somewhat difficult.
Yikes. Yeah, I like to go back and check. It's pretty unfortunate. That's gonna make a few areas a little dicey, but that is not a fun thing. Good news, probably not going to be too much of an issue. We've got the airship, we can always leave and go somewhere else if we need to, but yeah, a little dicey to start off with. Classic Gamer 76, our usual eagle-eyed spectator in chat, saying, fast is black locked. That is a little unfortunate. It's not as bad as you can be. I think we're going to see the fighter and red mage go up to higher levels than normal just by virtue of being a 2-man party, and with the bonk already found and the Masamune incentivized, unless it rolls like -5 or something, I think we're going to be okay on those final bosses. It's not imperative to have fast, although it would be nice.
Yeah, fast is very... Uh-oh. Leave us alone, ghouls. Oh, they got Squint too! Hooray!
Wow. Oh yeah, those are products.
Was awful. So, Marsh Cave manages to just, I don't know, like, that makes me cry so much because I'm trying to act like a smart commentator, and Marsh Cave goes, no.
It's such a shame too with that tease. You have Fade, Nuke, and the Light Axe, and like, guess what? It's just not enough. That is gonna ruin most two-man parties' days until you get the River of the Wall. Phoenix still making a hero run, gonna get through an Oxyale up there in the top floor, one of the final chests, along with an Opal +3 armor for that promoted, or +4 armor, excuse me, for that promoted fighter, so that's fantastic. Good find there, Oxyale and the Opal armor.
It looks like he also found Pro Rings, so he's in a little bit better shape compared to what the Tetron was going. I did see Pro Rings were available. I don't remember exactly where they were at, so that was going to help him a lot also, so that was nice.
Yeah, save a little bit of money there. We saw too Cure 4 as well as White Locked. So Cure 3 available there in level 1 for both the Fighter and the Red Mage. But Cure 4 going to be locked out for both of these runners.
And Chanigan, bottom left here, gains some levels over by Onrak, does the play to do Waterfall. Now, Waterfall's another good play too, because most of the enemies, if you run into mummies, let's say, you run into, the cockatrices, the mud ghouls, they could be generally easy levels to gain because one nuke will kill them generally.
Yeah.
Now this is the difficult part here. Do we have A tiles or B tiles? And it looks like, what is that? Wolves and Gerwolves? I think that's what, B?
I feel like I usually figure out if it's A or B tile around the hour mark when it's too late to matter.
So we got fire tiles found by Phoenix, so that's B, right? Yeah. So
and there's
fire,
the bassoon from Chanigan. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh no, you're fine. That's important. A lot more important than I was talking about.
yeah, that will be a required robot waterfall dive for our runners. Obviously, it is, a little bit of a sting just because our runners who are going to Marsh are going to find the Oxyale and going to have to take one less trip over the continent, but lessened by the fact that you're in the airship and it doesn't take all that long anyways. Let's see what Phoenix finds over here, though, in the armory. A little bit of money so far. Helmet, armor, not a whole lot. Sea Troll, Sea Snake tile. Decent in a pinch if you were to need it, provided they haven't rolled any particularly nasty spells. He's going to try and run away from it. Oh no, he's got the Bane +2. He's going to go ahead and knock out that Sea Troll with the Bane sword. And how's he going to handle the other two? Oh, going to try and Bane him again. Going to bounce off of first and hit the second. And now he's got a chance to Bane the final Sea Snake. No, that Sea Snake is Bane resistant today. Finally, on the fourth Bane goes down. Let's see what kind of goodies he's going to get here.
A whole lot of nothing.
Okay.
A whole lot of nothing.
I mean, the good news is with the two-man party, the money he's getting, hello, bottom left screen, the money they're getting is going to be enough to buy those 2 gold +2 bracelets pretty quickly, and they'll be fine with that, like I said. But Chanigan has found what I think is going to be the real winner, which is that Whiz Vamp tile there in Earth Cave on the Hall of Giants. Now, they do have Cremate, which is going to be annoying, but far from a huge issue. As soon as you get a few levels and some help in you, you're going to be getting a ton of XP off of that.
Unfortunately, the poor knight goes down. Looks like Wildham's over an ice cave. For as well equipped as we are with having Nuke and Fade, I'm seeing a lot of light warriors face down taking naps today.
Yeah, I think, I don't know. I mean, we obviously see that, the Quadex and Squint zombies that everybody hit, but it definitely seems like people are struggling. I think you forget just how scary it can be to only have 2 light warriors at a low level. Even if they have Nuke, even if they have Fade, bad turn order sort of negates Fade and Nuke if things don't go your way. Our Bones have Glare, says Classic Gamer. Yeah, that'll definitely do it. No walls or ribbons yet to protect against those death spells, those nasty status spells. So Chanigan gonna give the armory another shot, I guess? Question mark? As Phoenix dives Earth and joins Giant's Ice, joins Wildham. And they're gonna hopefully find some good stuff. It'll be interesting to see if Hannigan goes back to that Whiz Vamp title, though. I'm kind of curious why he bailed on that so quickly to go check out the armory.
Maybe looking for a little extra gear since, he doesn't have the Opal armor or anything like that Phoenix got. I mean, I don't know. That is weird. Although, I also noticed that I don't think he picked up Nuke. It looks like he got Fade on the red mage, or...
I wonder if he picked up... Well, I'm not sure. Yeah, I guess we will find out. Now, without the benefit of Warp, we are going to see our runners kind of go the long way around ice. Gonna be, fingers crossed, not in that incentivized chest. They don't have to go all the way through and then all the way through again. Oh, well, they have exit. They can only have to do it once, but either way, kind of hoping you don't have to go the long way around, since Warp Trick is not in the cards for our owners tonight.
I don't know about you, but I'm kind of hoping that they do have to make multiple trips.
Yeah, we have given them too many good things at this point.
Yeah. Nuke and Fade off the start, Opal Armor and a grind, come on. Oh my gosh, it's a ship. Too easy.
Yeah, so ice not going to be the place that our owners want to go tonight. As we see, Wildham bailed on ice earlier and is going through ordeals now. But we do know at this point that our runners are going to be locked out of Life and Life 2. I don't recall seeing it in Crescent Lake, which would have been the only other place to check. That's pretty tricky. That's a little bit scary with the two-man party, even with all the tools that we've gotten so far. And I think it's definitely going to put, a huge amount of precedence on trying to find a ribbon, ideally 2 if you can get them, but they're not incentivized, and so, how many chests do you really want to open when you've gotten so many other things for free versus how badly do you need that ribbon?
Yeah, the ribbons, for anybody that doesn't know, it gives you protection from, or resistance to all elements, and, well, it's really good. Because when you have resistance, you basically have like a 3% chance of not dying from, or, you basically resist everything. All spells, except for Nuke and Fade and Tornado Swirl, the non-elemental stuff. So it's really important. Definitely makes endgame a lot easier.
Looks like in our upper right-hand screen, we're having a little bit of trouble with the Whiz Vamps and Vamps on Tetron as well, so I'm kind of curious what it is that's taking them. It could just be that they punch hard. Yeah, I think it might just be that they punch hard, and that's giving our runners trouble at this point. It may just be, you try and get one nuke out, kill everybody, and then exit. And I think Tetron's going to manage to do just that. How much XP is he going to get? 7,000. Yeah, that's nothing to sneeze at. Defense +5 sword there. That's not bad for the promoted red mage to be able to swing.
So, the one thing that makes it difficult against, especially the Team Edward fan pack, or fan club, is the fact that there's 7, 8 of those, vampires and stuff like that, and you only have 2 light warriors casting a clear spell. So your turn order is very suspect.
Yeah, I think as soon as you get some health, or as soon as you have enough money to buy those gold +2 bracelets, it's a non-issue, but for now, with those low-level warriors, it's pretty rough. Oh, Chanigan wipes out on Carry. Thought that was a good idea, but unfortunately did not have quite enough firepower. I think this is where we might see, in a number of our newer runners, kind of like that inexperience with the two-man party. I know, I do not run the two-man party too often, and it's easy to get a little overconfident with those, especially when you've got such a good start with the Nuke and Fade spells. But at the end of the day, they are still very squishy at this low level, and you really do rely on each one of them more. Losing one of them is catastrophic in a way that losing 1 out of 4 is not.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of how it is. You're a lot more susceptible to, stun touch, death touch, those kind of things that affect your character's ability. Because as you said, you only have 2 characters. You don't have an extra person that can cast something or get the quote the turn order. But the advantage is more experience is funneled in on these light warriors, and they gain levels a lot quicker.
I'm kind of curious. I did not see what Wildham found there in Ordeals. If anyone in chat found or saw what he found, I would appreciate the heads up. But either way, he made it through pretty quickly. Didn't see anything there in his inventory outside of the Oxtail, which we know we got in the marsh. Gonna go check Waterfall here on a Wildham screen and find out very soon that the loot is there, and that is very nice to find.
Well, here's round 2 for you, Groggy. Here we go. Uh-oh, we're already back rowing the poor knight in the back, or the red mage. And there it goes, 2-shot. Wow.
Yeah, putting that defense +5 to work very early, but poison for 240, followed by thunder. It's not every day, Dengwu, that you see a gatekeeper carry 1, but we have been blessed tonight with the gatekeeper carry 1. That is maybe the nastiest spell list I've seen on a carry ever.
Okay, so that was like big head carry. Punches out the non-ruse casted red mage, and then casts 2 of the most dangerous elemental spells one after another.
Yeah, look at that F in chat as we find the chime up there top left in Ordeals on Phoenix's screen. So that is going to be a required Ordeals. I'm not 100% sure if Wildham ever fished that out or if he gave up. We'll find out soon, hopefully. Going to find 12,000 there as well in that chest. So again, Ice +5 is fantastic. So we've got a lot of options here. That also means that you can definitely throw that defense +5 on the fighter, keep it there. Metal Slimes as well in Earth Cave. Holy cow. Generous spike tiles in Earth Cave tonight.
Oh yeah, the slimes, the vamps and whiz vamps, but definitely the slimes I think are probably the better option here because they're hitting a lot less. They don't have cremate, and it looks like they have less HP compared to the vampires, so it makes Nuke a lot easier to kill them.
Yeah.
Or to wipe them out.
Yeah, good find. Honestly, I wouldn't blame any runner who goes to the whiz vamps first and stops there and doesn't check the other spike tile. But that is a fantastic find by Tetron, and if Tetron can get a good grind going right now, he might be able to make some of that time that he lost on those 2 unfortunate wipes.
Oh yeah.
Finally gonna see what Chanigan turns the slab into here momentarily as Wildham picks up the loot. Chanigan gonna get the white +2, so that... Yeah, I wouldn't say the slab is necessarily a trick there. I think it's going to be pretty important. You're going to want to give something for the red mage to do, because the red mage probably isn't going to do a lot of swinging, but secure 3 at level 1, you know, you get to heal, you get the invis 2, and hey, worst case, if the red mage or the knight goes down, you've still got options.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, a Cure 3, yeah, it's not a Cure 4, but it still does an amazing amount of work to heal. I mean, it's enough.
Yeah, I think with a 2-man party, there's going to be few situations where 99 heal pots doesn't take care of you, but especially as you get late into Topher, just being able to cast that Cure 3 in the middle of combat is going to be a lot more important. Opal +2 and Waterfall. Thank you again, Classic Gamer 76. So yeah, we are finding plenty. Still hoping, I'm sure, to find, if you can, a dragon or an Aegis shield. So we see the rod there for sale in Onrak. You know, try and get as much of that elemental or status resistance as possible. But the Opal armor is a pretty good start in terms of defense. That plus the Opal bracelet +2, which we've already found. We're certainly going to be able to handle the absorb part of the equation pretty well.
Yeah, that helps out the red mage amazingly. Looks like Wildham, I think, is just going 1 character. I don't think he's ever revived, so... Is this red mage or fighter? Red mage?
That's the red mage, yeah, that mini sprite, the red mage there. That is more power to Wildham if Wildham has decided, you know what, I'm going to do this solo grind. We did not ask for it tonight, but he might just be able to deliver it. Let's see how well he does with that, or if he sticks with it for long, but I can't imagine you'd be going into Sea Shrine with your fighter down if you didn't intend to go for that for the long haul.
Yeah, it's gonna be, I mean, it's gonna... Solo red mage, I like it, you know? Yeah. He's a madman. He's a bad lad.
Why not the solo knight? I feel like with the level 1 white spells, you know, getting the fade, it feels like the knight would be able to handle it pretty well. But that's just me.
You know? He must have heard that the fighter won and was upset. And, you know, wanted to go with the red mage.
That could be it. It's also possible that he's kind of banking on the extra, it's not a lot, but it's +2 level 1 MP is not bad. And certainly when you're sharing slots with Cure 3 and Nuke, useful to have those 2 extra charges. We could be banking on that.
Those ghosts were huge.
Oh, and those ghosts might prove a little bit of the same problem we were talking about with the Whiz Vance, but I think that second Nuke is going to do it. Yeah, he's going to just barely escape the ghost. Hopefully get some good XP. Yeah, going to get up to level 22. Level 22 already pretty good. I don't think any of our runners are close to that. Maybe Tetran with a few good grinds there, but certainly the highest single level up to this point. He is checking Mermaid side first, going to forego Kraken side to see if he can find the incentive item, or perhaps, just a really good loose item here first.
Alright, so he's got the Red Mage. So he needs, let's see, we can equip, or what have we found so far that's good?
In terms of...
We have an Ice Sword +5.
Yeah.
And
+5.
Yeah, so if he gets the Defense Sword plus the Ice Sword, he's looking pretty good. We can hope for a Masa to really help him out at this point.
Right.
Obviously.
Flame +2 shield, not too bad either. Obviously, he doesn't need it because that's going to go on the fighter, but...
Right. So yeah, I mean, so far we're looking pretty good for a solo Red Mage as we find the key.
The key, yeah.
So that's a required incentive item. That's our way into Temple of Fiend, or well, on our way to Chaos, and it leads to the Canaria Locked.
There's the Vorpal. Vorpal +4. So we've got Ice +5, Vorpal +4, and an incentive Mass Immune somewhere. Our runners are certainly not going to be hurting for those nice weapons this seed.
No, I don't think you're going to hear any complaints about, about the weapons that were given, because everything rolled plus, apparently.
Yeah. I mean, we were sort of joking, before the broadcast, were we supposed to have it just be Fighter Red? Are we just gonna go with it? Let's just go with it. And, I'm glad that at the very least, we have given them a very kind seed in which to do. Now, I mean, knock on wood 1,000 times, but so far, with the exception of that hulking carry lurking in Volcano waiting to smother our runners, everything else has been pretty kind so far, and so this is sort of a great experimental way to try out a two-man party if our runners haven't done too much of it in the past.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. And there's the bottle from the incentivized Canaria Castle. So the fetch continues, and looks like the Mud Gold tiles turned into Whiz Vamps and Zombie Ds. So that's not too bad at all. So yeah, we have a very kind seed so far, minus the fact that everything's trying to kill us for some reason. Yeah. I don't know why.
It will be interesting, we're starting to see signs pointing towards that Mass Immune being locked in perhaps Sea or Sky. I will be curious to see if the circumstances align such that maybe none of our runners ever bother or manage to pull out the Mass Immune. We still have a few checks left before that's a given. We still haven't seen what the bottle is. We're about to find that out. But most other things have been explored, and we do know where those are, and so, increasingly likely at this point that... Well, let me think. Is there anything that I've missed in terms of incentive? No, I mean, it has to be locked behind either Sea or Sky at this point. Unless it's Bottle.
Well, Bottle we just found... Oh, yeah, right. Right, yeah. So, Bottle's still out there. Yeah, so you got... Sky's the only one left, right?
Yeah, Sky's... Oh, yeah, right, because we found... Yeah, thank you, our tracker Danny. C was key. C was key. She sells seashells by the seashore. So whatever it is, it's going to be in Sky, and I think there's absolutely an argument to be made that it's not worth it. So I guess that means Bottle's going to be Chime.
Bottle Chime. Yeah, okay, well, at least it's in the area.
No, Ordeals was Chime. Before I see Danny was typing in Discord. I got it. She had it written down. That's on me.
Question in chat from Jeffy, BD Jeffy. So one of the melees was forced. One of the mages was forced, and then basically the third slot was forced of any one of the characters and a none, and it happened to roll none.
Whoops.
Which is ironic, though, because we were doing the bonus stream polling, and we were announcing it, so it happened to line up perfectly where it went fighter red mage. So I don't even know how to even call that, Groggy. I mean, that's that was like perfect.
I guess Wildham is just, you know, voicing a loud vote for red mage here.
Right?
He knew how close it was in the tallying. Yeah, and there's that chime Chanigan pulling out of ordeals. So I think we're just waiting to discover what bottle is.
Are we in go mode? I mean, we know, or no mode, because we have the loot, we have the key, we have the chime, the cube, the oxial, yeah.
And then Rod was purchased in on Rex. So yeah, we are in no mode at this point. It's just a matter of, again, you know, fingers crossed, getting through carry 1.
Trying to find a ribbon to hopefully not get blizzard and poison damaged.
Yeah, and that's the tricky thing. You've got to know that, like, with all these free things being thrown at you, pretty good armor, great spells, fantastic weapons, every single chest that you open feels bad as soon as you do that, because you wonder if anyone else is going to be checking that chest too. And that's a pretty miserable feeling, especially with the airship where your adrenaline's pumping. You know, it really turns up like the gotta go fast mentality. I would not be surprised if we see one or more of our owners try and brave Topher without a ribbon.
I mean, you could definitely do it. I mean, you see a lot of good grinds that are available, you know, go up to the high 30s, 40s if you so choose with these. And just say, okay, MDef, I sure hope you're going to at least save my night.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Yeah, you know, or you just take care of the fiends really quickly and then you don't have to worry about them. Now, it's a little unfortunate, as we pointed out earlier, we don't have the fast access, which it doubles our swings.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, not having fast really kind of hurts you, because, like, weapons like the Vorpal, which is a crit machine, kind of want as many swings as possible so you have the higher chance to crit.
Yeah, I think at this point, if I were going into Topher, I'd be more inclined to do the Ice +5.
No.
I don't know. Based on your silence, that seems like the wrong answer, and I'm not 100% sure, but that's where my gut leads me with the Ice +5 in the bunk.
Look, I have tried Ice +5, and I will never do Ice +5 anymore. It failed me so hard. I will take a Vorpal +4.
Fascinating. See, I feel that way about Sun Sword. You could put Sun Sword +5, and I would throw it in the garbage immediately. I think that sword is trash, and I never want to see it. Ice +5, I have won plenty of seeds with, like, fine with it. I will take an Ice +5 going into Topher.
I mean, a lot of people have said that. Oh, there's mana cores.
I'd call Sun +5 vendor trash, but I don't think any vendors would actually want to take it, because they also know that it's trash.
Yeah, I wouldn't do the Sun Sword either.
You throw the Sun Sword +5 out the sky window, it throws it back at you.
I mean, if we could find, like, an Xcal, that would get us through to Chaos.
Yeah.
We can live, especially if it rolls up. That'd be fantastic. And then the Vorpal, like, you know, we can get up to level 39, get 6 hits on that thing. That makes up for not having fast.
Speaking of devil, there's the Sun Sword there in Sky. It looks like Sun +2? Is that? It's a little fuzzy on my screen.
-2.
-2. Did Chanigan hear me? Why is he equipping a Sun -2?
I think he's listening on it.
Excuse me?
And there's the
adamant. Chanigan, we're gonna have some words the next time we talk. There's the Katana +5.
Of course.
Vendor sword.
No thief available. Katana rolls max +5. So that is another thing too. Is like Chanigan kept searching. He finds that we still have White Shirt and Masa out there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
no, White Shirt was Wolfane.
Okay, so this adamant find by Chanigan could be huge, because he does that adamant turn in. That's going to lead to Masa, and That's a really good weapon to have.
Yeah, again, you know, generous placement there on the first floor of Mirage. Don't really have to check anything in Sky to find that, so that's pretty nice. But again, makes it that much worse when you have to try and like decide, do you want to go checking chests for ribbon, which I think is exactly what Wildham is doing right now, like just on the off chance that you find the ribbon there in ice or something.
Yeah, and it's compounded by the fact that everybody knows that everyone has airship. We're going fast today. We have seen spike tiles. We know that the spike tiles are very beneficial. And top left, Phoenix is going to try and take on Kraken 2, while Tetron tries to take on Kraken 1 and Carry 1. So both runners are going to just nuke them and fade them to death as best we can. Unfortunately, the red wizard goes down by Kraken's melee, and we're wiped out by Phoenix. Oh, no.
That's yeah. And this is again where you really have to start over leveling those warriors of light to get through. And Tetron going to go ahead and knock out Carry. Is that?
That's the first orb. We did it.
Oh my goodness. Hey, good for Tetron. Like, after that start, that is a pretty impressive feat to come back and get the first orblet on stream. There's Warmech lower left.
Take it.
Weren't even thinking about it. Didn't even have time to say bless RNG in chat, and there you go. Warmech gonna probably make this a bad... Oh, he runs. I think that's smart. Like, you know, the crowd's gonna boo him for that one, but I think that was a smart choice to run away. See if he can salvage this with his fighter. Yeah, thanks for putting the Warmech in chat. Fingers crossed Dark Moon, I guess you're the one in charge of that. Fingers crossed you put a delay on that.
I did. Yeah,
okay,
it's like a 60-second delay.
Good idea. Good call.
I thought about not having it on a delay, and I was like, no, I should probably have a delay.
Yeah. I think the wise choice.
Obviously, if you're a mod, though, you kind of get away with it. You're not slowed or slow chatted or whatever it is, or on cooldown. So here's Tia 1, gonna try and continue the streak of taking out our runners here, but nope, poison smoke, bye-bye.
That'll do it. Nice way to knock out a scary fiend.
Right? That was very well done. Got his defenses up, casted the Bane Sword, gonna be probably the safest option, as you've seen. So the second person to light their orb. So Tetron and Chanigan taking the lead here, the early lead on the orb count.
I'm trying to think like how I would approach this next part, knowing that some of these fiends are pretty nasty. I'd still like that Wizzvamp tile in Earth. Plus the Metal Slime. I mean, you know, you with the Nuke and Fade, I think you just try and... I mean, I would say, like, just try and knock down the Red Mage and get the Fighter up, but then at the same time, you do really want your Red Mage level up pretty high as well.
So, Phoenix is the only... So, Ruby... Tystro's not incentivized, so... Adamant didn't lead to anything. Okay, where's Masa at?
I guess, okay, so I think we're finding it now. I think Wildham turned into Bottle for the Crown, which just turned into the... Yeah, okay, thank you, Danny. Yeah, Bottle was Crown, which is going to turn into the TNT, which is likely going to be our Massimian. Okay, and by likely, I mean has to be our Massimian.
So it looks like, based on the damage we've seen on Phoenix, because I think Phoenix actually has a decent amount. That's a Masa +1, I believe, so...
Sure.
You know, okay. The Masa will carry us up until end, and we can use the Vorpal if we really want, or if we're feeling spicy, we just continue using Masa, because Masa's going to do Masa things and do a lot of damage.
Yeah.
But, so the big thing we found here, Phoenix wiped to Kraken 1. That was a pretty melee-heavy Kraken, and it looked like had some oomph to it. This could be potentially disastrous for our runners here, because I don't think any of them really has good armor. Because, you know, even the Red Mage with that Opal bracelet still got one shot for like almost 600 damage.
Yeah, I think when you put all the pieces together that we found with the Opal armor, the Opal +4 plus like the Flame Shield +3, you know, they definitely have collectively what it takes to get through Kraken, but I don't think any of the runners have put like all those pieces together on their own. Now, one thing that I don't think we've actually talked about is like what does it mean when we're saying Vorpal plus 3 or whatever? Good question, Groggy Dog. Let's put that in chat. Oh, gee, how neat.
Whoa, wait a minute.
There.
I don't have to copy paste anymore? Hooray for bots!
Thank goodness. So yeah, if you have never tuned into a stream before and are wondering, so we have blessing and curses on weapons, armor, and characters as well. We call it Blurst affectionately, and you can see some of the stats there in chat. Obviously, the higher the modifier, the better. The lower the modifier, the worse it is. So something like a Mass Immune +1 takes already the best sword in the game. It makes it just a little bit better.
Yeah. Now, yeah, it really does. And one of the cool things about it is, except for the Masa, with that hit percentage buffs, you can actually hit the breakpoints sooner.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, the Vorpal +4 on a knight will actually get a breakpoint 4 levels earlier. So, very nice there. Getting an extra swing can be very, very beneficial. Knowing the breakpoints is kind of a veteran thing, because knowing that really helps your damage in the end game. Having that extra swing, the extra ability to crit, it all adds up in the end.
Yeah, I think, in your average race, it's not going to be the difference between you getting, like, 4th or 5th, whatever, but it is going to be the difference between potentially you moving on from, top 8 to top 4, or top 4 to top 2, whatever, yeah, the math part of it, the math side of it is definitely something that you just kind of have to know at the higher levels of the game. Fortunately, we do have our developers added in the ability to kind of see, as we see a ribbon +4, good lord, on the top right there, Tetran. That was in Sharknado Floor, I think. But our developers did add in the ability to sort of check, on the status screen, how many hits your team has. So, it's not something you have to know off the top of your head anymore. You can check, and that helps a little bit. But knowing what to expect is also extremely important, and that's not something that the game can necessarily tell you.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's all comes down to experience and how comfortable you are in doing the Final Fantasy randomizer itself, because a newer runner is not going to be as comfortable compared to a veteran doing, what some would consider the crazy idea of, like a Shadow Walker, known for doing very low-level dives and pulling out with it. You won't see many Ducklings do it, or the new players doing it, but I really like to see the new players doing it, because I think that's actually a better way to approach it at the start, because then you can move backwards and work towards being, quote, safer, but keeping up the speed, because the speed aspect of this game is so hard to get to, I think, to get to that level.
I think that's one of the reasons that I really like seeds where you get the free airship, or seeds like Chaos Rush or Chaos Rampage, because when you are, when you're doing a longer seed, you're doing something that takes an hour and a half, you've got that time to sit back and think about what you're doing. You're probably walking or sailing a lot, you can game plan, but when you have the airship and you're going, 100 miles an hour as soon as you hit the seed, you don't have time to think, and you just kind of have to know. And I think things like free airship seeds, especially this Chaos Rush, Chaos Rampage, they're a great lesson in minimum viable party at various, HP and stat levels for the bosses. And I think that's something that's really important to know. Just like it's important to know now, what is your risk tolerance for going into Topher with 2 characters in 1 ribbon without any life spells or a wall. The more that you try and fail, the quicker I think you're going to learn.
So, one thing sorry, I know I'm going off on a different tangent here. So we found gas dragons. It looks like it is either Ordeals or Northwest, but we have rock goals by Phoenix, so that's a very good experience fight too. Probably a little bit, quote, safer maybe, because it's in Northwest. But I mean, it's not, the Earth Cave is going to be just as good too, but at least we don't have to worry about off tiles doing the slimes. But here's Kraken 1. This wiped out Phoenix. Tetran's going to go after it. We're going to cast Barak first turn. Do we get it?
Oh my goodness.
Too easy. Look at that. Tetron says, Phoenix, hold my soda. I'm going to show you how it's done. Well done.
I think now we know why Tetron reset out at the start. It's because he was just giving everybody else a chance to catch up, which I think is a really, noble sportsman maneuver there. But certainly looking pretty good so far for Tetron with 2 orbs down. He did not start on the mermaid side, so he's going to go back there now and check it, eventually find the key. That is very, very fortunate Kraken kill. I think the only thing that may hamper Tetron with is, potentially overestimating what his party is capable of going into Temple of Fiends.
could definitely happen, but I mean, the great thing about Brack on Kraken for the numbers, I think it's like about a 26% chance to hit on Kraken. So I mean, it's a pretty safe thing to do, and it worked out. It works amazing when it works. When it doesn't, it feels really bad. So well done by Tetron there, and really didn't give Kraken the chance to one-shot any of his characters. Kind of what happened with Phoenix. So
yeah, big time save, not dying, turns out.
Yeah, right. Definitely helps.
Who knew?
Who knew? You know what also?
Certainly not me.
You know what also helps the time save? Don't hit the soft reset button in mid-dungeon. Too soon.
Wouldn't know about it.
I have never done it. What are you talking about?
No, of course not.
Yeah.
I feel like, everyone deserves to have their, lowest moment named after them in this game.
You're absolutely right.
There's the key for Chanigan there in the lower left. So he's going to start to catch up on those final few checks here. He's going to find the bottle there in Canaria, which then turns into the TNT, which then turns into the Masamune. So I think all of our runners, with the exception of maybe Phoenix, let's double check our tracker. No, Phoenix has got the bottle. Maybe he did. Oh no, I think he did actually get the Masamune.
Yep, he just picked it up and headed off to Earth. So yeah, he did the TNT turn in. Yep, got the Masa and just headed right to Earth. So gonna try and light his first orb here after being bounced out from Kraken. So maybe a little emotionally, terrified of Kraken.
I get it.
Plus he's in the area, so it makes sense to do, Earth.
Tetron gets the key. Tetron now in no mode, rapidly approaching go mode as well. Has to know at this point. Oh, well, no. No, it has not been to Waterfall, so it doesn't have the loot yet. So it's about to be in no mode. As Phoenix finds that metal slime tile, I believe, for the first time.
Yeah, so with these flags, though, it's going to be very interesting because, we are going fast. And you can see here, these runners can essentially just, once they're in go mode, we can grind and start lighting our orbs very quickly. So, Phoenix being with 0 orbs, along with Wild Hand being at 0 orbs, could quickly catch up if Tetron and Chanigan start, spinning their tires a little bit. Maybe they just, I don't know, check a little too many boxes. They're not as efficient getting themselves ready. And you can see the other two just quickly catching up here. Now, Wild Hand's only a red mage, maybe not as quick, because the red mages aren't the best at running.
Yeah.
So he's got to take, every fight.
Curious that Wildham is continuing to check boxes. I assume he's looking for a ribbon. And yeah, because he has not done Kraken side yet, and so he has not seen the Sharknado floor chest with the ribbon +4 in it. Curious to see if Wildham backs out. I think he's been kind of just poking and prodding and going into dungeons, but hasn't actually finished one yet. So is he going to do the same here, or is he going to make a run for it, just to kind of test out his comp? As we see Lich get pulled up for the first time there, top left, Phoenix. And as soon as I say it, he's down. Gotta get to level 27 off the back of that XP, and Phoenix lights their first orb. So we've got 2 Orbs Tetran to 1 Phoenix to 1 Chanigan to right now 0 Wild Ham. But Wild Ham again running that solo Red Mage and making his way towards Tiamat. Phoenix is well going to go ahead and give a shot to Volcano here in just a second. As we see Chanigan making another play at Kraken 1. See how this goes. Going to cautiously throw out that power bonk and a fade. Not going to use the defense, which I think it might have done. And yeah, sure enough, Red Wizard goes down first thing. 449. Ice 2 comes out. Fine seeing that. Dark comes out. Not going to do anything to that fighter. Gonna take a 3rd hit probably, and yeah, sure enough, there we go. The Red Mage goes down early, but that fighter takes care of business in 3 turns against Kraken 1. That is gonna be 2 orbs for Chanigan. Not quite as flashy as Tetron's single Brack, but you know, well fought as he definitely earns that 2nd orb.
Yeah, for sure. And as pointed out, sorry, I mean that was very well done there, and I got slightly distracted. And I hopefully I was not talking this whole time with my mic muted because I was doing so many things, but you know, it's fine. Greg, you're doing a fantastic job. I'm glad you're picking it up for me.
I'm gonna go take like 5 minutes. You got it now.
Oh, okay, I got this?
Yeah,
Alright, so for everybody here, we're gonna try and do some food talk here. I was taught by Caleb on how to do this. I don't cook. I can't do this. Alright, so Tetron's gonna turn in.
It was a good effort.
Yeah, so the bottle turned in to get the TNT. We're gonna get the Masa for Tetron here. He's gonna feel great about it. Wild Ham's gonna try and take on Kraken here. Now we know that Kraken hits very hard. It's gonna be very interesting. Yeah, this is gonna be kind of terrifying here for Wild Ham.
If the first thing isn't if the first thing isn't defense, I'm terrified. Now, I was paying attention to the other runners. Did Wild Ham bounce out of Sky?
Might have. I
was not paying attention, and because that's what happens when you have 4 runners on screen. And I'm not sure if he bounced out or exited out like I thought he might.
There's the Thunder by Carry, does big damage, but the Masa wielding is able to take it out. So Carry tries to put up a little bit of a fight against the endgame Light Warriors of Phoenix, but Phoenix says not today. Is that the 2nd orb for Phoenix? Yeah, he was in Earth, right?
That was 2 as well, yeah. Phoenix had a very quick kill on Lich when I started talking, as Tetron gonna pick up that white shirt +2. I want to see if I can't... Okay, yeah, I do not see any orbs lit on Wild Ham's screen, so again, still up for debate whether or not he exited out or was bounced out of Sky, but he did not complete that dungeon either way. Fingers crossed, Wild Ham is going to check the Sharknado 4 chest. He's still checking chests, so, you know, high hopes for him, but fingers crossed he's going to find that ribbon +4, because right now we have seen a lot of chests open, and we've only seen that 1 ribbon. And luckily a lot of our runners have gotten it, but, you know, you gotta think that the 2nd ribbon is buried in, like, martial act or something. The 3rd, of course, is buried in TFC. Chanigan making his way through Earth gave you the pull up that vampire. Can't imagine that vampire will be on screen terribly long. Does survive the first hit by the fire, though. The Red Wizard has to come in and take him out afterwards. Classic Gamer saying he believes he was bounced out. Thank you, Classic Gamer. Life Reboot in chat as well. Higher Life Reboot. How you doing? Alright, and we see Tetron pulling up to Northwest Castle. Crown in tow. Gonna go ahead and take on the mean old Astos. Get that TNT. And finally, get the mass immune afterwards.
Oh yeah, the Masa is gonna definitely make... I mean, we keep talking about it, and anybody that's played the original game knows Masa is really good, so we're not gonna keep talking about it. So that's gonna be big there. Now, Mana Core is a big find for Wild Ham thing. I mean, it's a pretty safe grind if we wanted to do it. Obviously, we have a lot of things available. Depending on how comfortable he is taking on Kraken here with just a red mage. Exits out. saves the ribbon and going back in, playing a very conservative play style here. Very safe.
At this point, I do kind of wonder if Wildham has just kind of decided not to go for speed, but just kind of going for the personal challenge of the Red Mage. Because I don't think you are under any illusion that you are going to post the fastest time if every dungeon you've entered, you've also exited out of. But what he's doing is still methodical, and it's working. Like we've not seen any major wipes from Wildham yet, and he's got a fairly high level Red Mage with a lot of equipment and a good sword. So it's still very much within his grasp to knock this out, even if he's not the first to do it.
Oh yeah. Having the massive amounts of nukes because of that +2 level 1 magic and stuff like that definitely helped to get him going. And I totally understand the leaving portion because, we're still getting levels as we go. We're going to go through, nuke everything, and Sea Shrine looking great for levels. Doesn't have to grind a whole lot, essentially, because it's a walking grind. And as long as we don't take on the fatal weakness of the Red Mage, which is, being outnumbered, by a lot of things and having bad RNG where we get the paralyzed touched or something like that. Well, now it's gonna be harder because we got the ribbon.
Yeah.
Hey, Warmech! I know that guy. I know that robotic guy.
Second time we've seen him on stream. First time we've seen him fighting. Oh, down goes the fighter though. Just like it took out the Red Mage for Chan again. Oh, and that is gonna be a wipe. That's a feels bad moment for Phoenix. That has me worried. That has me worried for Temple of Fiends. I know obviously Warmech is, a big bad in a lot of respects, but Warmech is handing it to these players. Shanigan survived just by virtue of running away on like 6 HP. Will Bloodworth asking 2 questions. 1, this is forced fighter Red Mage. Yeah, so it was fighter Red, none. And Dengwu answering there. The bonus stream vote. Can you explain exactly what the bonus stream vote was?
So every year, ever since Final Fantasy, we've done basically an all-for-one where we choose one of the classes. The community voted, and so we've done all black mages, all white mages, thieves, and black belts. So, basically we got it's kind of like a side event, like Lich's open mic night, where basically anybody wants, they can join, and the only caveat is you're basically forced into one class for all 4 slots. Now, if you're a mad lad like Will Bloodworth, you will basically choose only one and go none, and finish out the seed.
Somehow.
That's right.
Listen, there are people who play for the challenge and people who play because they like going fast. I am in the latter camp, and I will watch you all and cheer you on from the sidelines as you do this dumb thing.
And here is, oh no, that's a crit through, I think, max evasion there on Wildham's side. On the bottom right, he's going to try and cure 3, get himself up a little bit higher. Kraken still trying to hit. We're going to brack the 26% chance. Still missing. The Tetron must have paid off Kraken here. Brack still missing. There's a crit through evasion. We have to cure 3 again. We're at 248. Sleep comes out. Thankfully, we have that ribbon. Alright, I think we're actually in a crit range. Doesn't matter. Brack finally gets through, broken into pieces. We have Brack and the Kraken.
Yes. And Shanigan gonna go ahead and head back 2,000 years into the past and be the first one in the Temple of Fiends with a time of just a little over an hour. It is genuinely bizarre to me how even in these these pod flags, even a free airship is still pretty consistently around the hour 10 mark. I don't know what it is about these flags that makes them so special, but I feel like every single seed I ran was somewhere around an hour 10, an hour 20 minutes, no matter how it went.
I mean, considering we've seen in pod flags, in the pod stages, there were runners being done between 1 hour and 1 hour 10. And even with the free airship, these runners still were not able to, quote, get it done that much quicker. And I like Tetron there on the top right, tries the cake Lich. I like it.
Doesn't need to, but goes for the style points anyways. we appreciate it.
Well, I think it's required.
Alright, so let's do our orb check. We've got Tetron at 3, Phoenix at 2 after bouncing out of Sky, unfortunately. Wildham did get that orb lit. We did miss that as Shanigan was going in, but Wildham does finally light the first orb, and hopefully should be able to start running now. I don't think Tiamat gave anyone nearly as much trouble as Kraken did. But
yeah, I don't think
very
so either.
quickly, Shanigan has pulled onto Lich 2's floor. We're going to have to fight some Gurmadusas, knock them out with some fades first. But we are about to see our first revisited Fiend fight.
Yeah, so we've already seen Warmech, who shares the spells and skills of all the refights, including Chaos too. We didn't really see anything from Warmech. We know that he punched pretty hard. I don't think he casted anything.
Yep.
So for anybody that doesn't know exactly what we're looking for, there are 3 nukes in the pool, 4 nuclears. There's a tornado, swirl. There's a zap out there. There's Bane, Slow 2, and Cure 4. All those spells are pretty much the ones that we're looking out for, just because they're the ones that are going to affect us the most. Especially with the ribbon, since we found at least one ribbon, it helps out a lot to keep our runners up, because there is deadly skills like Inferno out there. That's a very high damaging spell. Even getting hit by Fire 2 and Ice 2 and things like that can kind of hurt when you don't have any resistances. So the ribbon helps with a lot of the chip damage.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because if you get hit, because one of the worst things, sorry, I'm going here, is we're about to take on Carry 2.
I wasn't going to say anything, so I'd rather listen to you talk.
So there's the Blizzard. So the one thing that Blizzard does is it puts you into nuke range if you don't have those resistances to cold, let's say. So if he goes Blizzard in a nuke, that could be upwards of like 600 damage he could do in 2 turns.
Yep.
So, you know, those low-level spell, or quote low-level spells if you want to say it, can put you into a dangerous situation when you're not expecting it and you can't recover quick enough.
Yeah, absolutely.
But so far, that Moss is doing work here. I mean, you see it there, 2 turns, Carry 2's already done. Shanigan's got a massive lead at this point. The Tetron's looking good. Just has to do ordeals, I believe, to get the Chime, and then he'll be in go mode. So, I mean, what level are we on Shanigan here? It looks like 31-ish?
Yeah, I think I saw 31.
Okay.
Alright, so here's the Kraken 2 fight. Lit 2 comes out first thing. We are more than happy to see that. White shirt +2 going to come out as the defense +5. Going out on the fighter, going to try and make sure that fighter lives if nothing else. So we've got 2 charges of the white shirt, 2 charges of the defense as poison comes out, and that red mage is on critical health already. Cure 3 going to come out, bring some health back. 2 hits for 332. Stun gonna hit that red mage successfully. Another strike from fighter comes out. 2 hits for 238. That red mage is kaput. That is it for that red mage. No life spells, not coming back. 147 damage. Let 2 comes out again, bringing another hit. That is going to be 98 damage. Still not enough. Stop is going to bounce right off of the fighters. We get one more hit. 2 hits for 254 is going to be enough. Kraken 2 goes down. And Shanigan now faces 2 final fights, Tiamat 2 and Chaos, with just the fighter in tow. Now, obviously, we do know that there is a good possibility for this to work. We have a lot of tools at our disposal, but it is not fun to solo any fight in Temple of Fiends, let alone the last 2.
Am I misseeing it? Is he using an ice sword?
I thought he might be using Vorpal.
Okay. I didn't actually see the weapon is a little not showing up there, but so Tiamat gets the early advantage here before we get the ruse cast off. Now we got 2. Okay, now we're in a whole lot of trouble here. There's the nuclear. We resisted it enough.
Gosh.
Big punch. We're able to survive it. Tia's missing. We gotta hope to get into an attack loop. Bane comes out. We resist it. Oh, we got a chance here. Come on, Shanigan, finish it. 560.
Oh my goodness. I was ready for the effing chat. That was a real clincher. Holy cow.
What a big resist by the knight there to not get hit by, the full damaging of nuclear after that big nuke shot.
That was terrifying. I just honestly just assumed that was going to be a wipe after that nuclear came out. But we have Chan again. Just a few minutes after entering Toph, we're going to go ahead and take that solo knight into Chaos. Let's go ahead and see how he starts off. Gonna throw out that defense +5, take a little bit of a hit. From Chaos, defense +5 comes out again. Lit 2 from Chaos, more than happy to see that. Already starting to miss. The bonk comes out. Bonk again.
We're in nuke range.
Defense again. Bonk thrice. Lit 2 comes back out again, and we're swinging.
Oh, 268.
The Quad X not gonna do it for Chaos. I'm having trouble seeing the numbers on my screen. Bane comes out, not gonna do it. And there we go, finally Chanigan hits that sweet spot of damage, is able to take down Chaos, is the first runner on stream to finish. Get those GGs in chat for our first on-stream finisher at twitch.tv/Final Fantasy Randomizer. GG's as well to Mr. Burt Reynolds, who finished with 1 hour and 2 minutes and 25 seconds. Chanigan coming in with 1 hour and 9 minute and 9 second on racetime.gg. So GG's to everybody so far. We're gonna hang with it as we watch our final 3 runners finish as well. But GG's to our first 2 finishers, Burt Reynolds with 1 hour, 2 minutes and 25 seconds, and Chanigan with 1 hour, 9 minutes and 9 seconds. We'll see if we can't get Chanigan in here to say a few nice things about Death Seed and about how terrifying those last few minutes were.
He might need a break there to recover. Wow. Wow, what a chaos fight. What a fight in general on Tia also. Just alright. So way to fight through and get it done there. As Tetron's gonna do it looks like a couple greed checks there just before going into the maze. The teleporter maze, Wild Ham right behind it. Right behind Tetron going in Mirage. Errors are slowing him down. And Phoenix is grinding. And it looks like we are joined. Shanigan's walking in. Might be sweating profusely here, trying to recover that. Amazing battle or back-to-back battles there. GG to you. Well done on taking second. But first on the broadcast there.
Thank you.
Take us through it of the opening seed here. or the opening, right? So we know we have airship. Did you have any plans going into it? Did you not? Tell us what your game plan was if you had one at the start.
No real game plan. I just did a quick practice earlier this afternoon, just for fun. I wasn't planning of joining this race, but hey, they needed people. Yeah, why not? And what made me laugh is diving into Volcano early. Trying to find something, a ribbon or something. I'm like, I'll do carry at the same time, and finding defense sword and just getting destroyed.
Yeah, thankfully you were so your fight was awful in the fact that I believe you tried him twice, right?
Yes, correct.
So the one time you try to take him on, and literally he punches out your red mage. You rused up on your fighter, and then he went back-to-back casting of high-level spells that killed you.
Poison, then thunder. I'm like, oh boy, this is. I need just to out-damage Gary real quick, so I'll try a second time. Just fade, and just opens up with poison. I'm like, well, I'm not doing this. I'm out.
Yeah, and blink and you miss it. Tetron's able to take care of Tia. That is his fourth orb. He can now enter Temple of Fiends Revisited. There's a war mech. Take it. Oh, he's gonna white shirt. Wildham, the Mad Lad's gonna take it. Oh, war mech's already missing.
Oh, I'm so scared for this fight.
Nah, he's got this. Okay, maybe not.
I'm so scared for this fight thing, Woo.
No, it's fine. He's got this. There's no way war mech.
Oh.
Ouch. Let me just put in the command real quick. Let's see. What did he say this time?
Yeah.
Put down your weapons. You have 15 seconds. You didn't give him any time. You just took him out. Oh, Warmech.
Brutal.
But on top left, there's Phoenix. Got done with his grind, did the Rockles, and he's entering Temple of Fiends. And right behind that, there's Tetron going to enter in too. So both these runners are going to race it here. Groggy, I'm ready. But Chanigan, while we have a little bit of time. So, I don't even know where else. Groggy, please, ask questions.
How was your day, Chanigan?
Not bad. Busy
Good.
a lot. Yeah, very busy, but I was able to slip in a few runs today.
I'm jealous. But actually, returning to the seed, so one thing we talk about on the stream, and I talk about a lot whenever we have an early airship kind of seed, is that the paralysis you can sometimes get when you have an airship and everywhere to go and anything that you can do. So when you get that early airship, you know that you're coming into this free airship seed. What does your routing plan look like post, Canaria and Provoca once you've knocked out those first couple obvious checks?
I like going to the robot in Waterfall first. I don't know why, I just go there instantly.
Yeah, certainly made easier this seed with their, level 3 exit.
Yeah, with exit, that was a no-brainer. And with level 1 fade and nuke, which I left a little when I saw the both at level 1. Other than that, it's just doing the quest chains.
Yeah. Oh, is this like your first attempt at running a 2-man party, or is this something that you've experimented with in the past?
I've done a 2-man a few times in the past, maybe 5 to 10 times, maybe.
Okay. So maybe not the most comfortable thing for you, but something that you've done enough to get a feel for it at least.
Correct.
So I'm sorry to interrupt here, but as is pointed out by Mushman here, one of the things about the randomizer, and for any of the new runners and stuff like that, you don't realize it when you play, the original game or the vanilla game. The key is actually required because after you do the loot block, that door to get out is locked by the Mystic Key. Mm-hmm. Nobody would have known that except for, thanks to our randomizer, where we can access Temple of Fiends earlier, without the key, is where we found it out. So poor Mushman found out the hard way. The key is required.
Yeah. Well, GG's Mushman. Thanks for coming in and giving it a try. Anyways, hope we see you come back for more rounds. As speaking of things that you don't want to see, Phoenix getting hit by those Thunder Evil Men on one of the early floors of Topher. I believe he bounced out on either Carry or the Carry floor. I'm not 100% sure which. I am the most observant commentator. As we see Tetron going for the Carry 2 kill now.
Yeah, the bad men have it, and on that one floor, they are prevalent, and they come in upwards of 9-pack. Those are not very fun to deal with.
That's a scary proposition.
Right?
Try to get off that floor as soon as you can.
I'm happy I was able to run from them
Yeah.
on my dive.
It's always one of those things, right, where it's just like, anytime you have a race with this many people, people come in and chat afterwards, and it's just like, you saw what? Like, how many of our no, I guess 3 of our runners saw the really nasty side of those Quad X and Squint zombies in Marsh.
Nope. Nope. Never saw that.
It was... Wait, did you not?
Nope.
Oh man, maybe I'm just mistaking.
Maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know.
we saw a few wipes pretty early on when runners dove Marsh. Those nasty Quad X Squint zombies really did a number on our runners.
Oh, I saw Quad X zombie or ghoul. I don't remember when I checked the trap tile in Temple of Fiend.
Yeah.
And I saw it at Quad X. I'm like, huh, nice.
Alright, so we are getting Phoenix about to head towards Carry, Tetron heading towards Kraken 2, and Wildham is on his way to take on Tiamat. As Clementita's asking in chat, does the Red Mage have fast? No fast, no temper. We do have the bonk, but life spells, fast, and temper all locked out of that Red Mage slot for the seed.
You know, and you know what the worst thing about this for Wildham is, as we've seen against the Warmech, he's only got a white shirt. He doesn't even have the defense sword, so he's not getting the 2 stacks of evasion that all the other runners are getting.
Yeah, he has a lot of good toys, but he did miss one very important one. Now, the weird thing is, I could have sworn I remember seeing him pick it up, and I'm wondering if he forgot it, or if I have forgotten that he didn't actually pick it up. Anything is possible. It could be any of them. Now, interestingly, also, top of the screen, Phoenix catching up to Tetron just by virtue of the table, did not hit nearly as many encounters on the seafloor, and Tetron deciding to just try and fade his way through those fights instead of running from them. And despite wiping out of Topher, Phoenix is going to beat Tetron to Kraken 2. And we're going to see this go now. 187 damage, not quite what you want to see. That white shirt +2 going to come out. Cast Invis 2 on both of those fighters. 2 hits for 146. Again, really hoping for more damage against this Kraken 2. Lit 2 comes out. Very happy to see that. Still haven't seen a big punch. 198. White 2 coming out. At this point, definitely hoping Kraken misses. He's going to switch to nuke strats. 176. Stop is going to bounce off of both the Knight and the Red Mage. 2 hits for 209. And that'll do it. Damage from the Red Mage takes down Kraken 2, and Phoenix going to go ahead and advance to Tiamat 2 as we see Tetron pull up Kraken 2.
Yeah, very nice fight by Phoenix. I felt like we were up against a vanilla the Kraken 2 there. Oh, Tia launches nuke right off the start. Doesn't give Phoenix any time to kind of get into anything. But
yeah, we'll see if this sort of double attack from Tiamat takes out that Red Mage early like it did for Chanigan. And Bert in chat, I'm kind of curious if you had the same thing, if you went into Topher with 2 light, or if you went to Chaos with 2 light warriors, or if you were down to just the Knight.
Tiamat being very generous here, doing an attack instead of casting that nuclear really gives Phoenix a chance to get going there. And down goes Tiamat 2, so Phoenix in the driver's seat here. Looking good. Tetron trying to get it done too. Stun looks like hits the Red Mage. That is very susceptible to an attack, but the Masa gets it done. And you blink, you miss it. Wildham's through to Tia, lighting his 3rd orb with that solo Red Mage.
Slowly but surely making his way. All he's got left is that gatekeeper carry. Fingers crossed that fight goes fine for him. Now, we'll see. I mean, I can't imagine he's going to check too many chests, but he might go out his way and check for that defense +5.
Oh yeah, that's right, yeah, because he hasn't done Volcano yet. That was in Agama?
Yeah, I believe it was in Agama. I mean, like I said, we saw him go in and out of every single dungeon except for Volcano.
Yeah, so that's just the thing that happens with Airship is where you kind of go. And on top left here, Phoenix is taking on good old Chaos here. Chaos is still swinging, does a little bit of damage, but we're looking pretty good on Phoenix's side. White shirt doing amazing work, getting our evade up. Chaos very, very punch happy here.
Yeah, I think I'd be inclined to put out a Cure 3 on that night, just to be safe. But, you know, sometimes the best defense is a good offense as Nuke comes out. Unfortunately, now, yeah, so we are seeing a little bit of damage there on the Knight. That is 255, it looks like, down to 82 health. That is critical to the Knight. Definitely in a scary spot as the heal pot comes out.
Oh my
Down to 20 health. That fighter is on his knees. Can he get another hit in? Can he knock out this Chaos? 261 misses. Those white shirt casts finally coming in handy. Lit 2 puts him on 8 health. He gets one more hit off for 156. Is he going to get another shot from this fighter, or is Chaos going to knock him out? Gonna get that one extra shot.
The heal strats are keeping that fighter alive.
It's doing just enough to keep this fighter in the game, but not going to be enough to kill Chaos. Chaos puts him down on 1 health. So Fire 3 is going to knock him out before the heal pot goes out. It is up to the red mage now. What does he have left in the arsenal? He has just fight. That's all he has is 3 hits for a couple damage.
Oh, he's got some nukes.
Yeah, he's going to have to. He can nuke it down. Quad X bounces off. Can he do it? Nuke comes out. Oh my goodness. Phoenix with the clutch nuke. Get those GGs in chat for the absolute clutch finish by Phoenix. But let's not rest on our laurels as Tetron has a red mage down and a fighter punching Chaos. His stun comes out, passes over. He's going to bonk up on the power +1. Hit from the fighter come out 1027 damage.
Whoa.
This is going to be a short fight with that massive immune +1. He is really chugging. 275. He is on his last. But he's going to do it for 6 hits, 557 damage. That is a close follow-up. GG's to Tetron.
GG
So we
to
have
Tetron.
3rd and 4th place Phoenix with a time of 1 hour, 23 minutes, and 33 seconds. And Tetron with a time of 1 hour, 24 minutes, and 5 seconds. GG's to both winners. We'll see if we can't get them to come in here too as we cheer on Wildham, who has just entered the Temple of Fiends.
Oh, wow. Chadigan with the very spicy finish. Phoenix tries to one-up it. The fighter almost survived with the 1 HP. And even Tetron almost died there too, because Chaos was critting through pretty good evade there. So, wow. That Chaos was not easy there. So, it's going to be interesting to see how Wildhand does here, because that's a level 50 red mage that is slowly dying to earth elementals.
That feels bad.
Oh no!
Fun time. Not a fun time at all. It looks like we are going to be joined shortly by both Phoenix and Tetron as soon as we can get them into the broadcast booth. But GG's again to everyone. Very entertaining race tonight.
Oh yes, definitely, and it's been great to watch the different ways that our runners adapted and changed their game plan for what they needed to do, and yeah, it was amazing. Plus, you know, we got to hang out with a lot of community members, hang out in the inaugural launch of the FFR Twitch.
Yeah, absolutely. And we are indeed joined by both Phoenix and Tetron. GG, guys. Congratulations on your finish.
Thanks. That was a good fun run.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was fun. That was fun with a laugh at the end, knowing that both of you guys were in some of the most terrifying positions ever.
You mean my 1 hit point knight?
Yes. So Chanigan almost one-upped you. Actually, you and Chanigan both had very close ones, and then Tetron almost one-upped both of you with a 167 knight that was solo also. So Chaos said, "That's nice evasion. Let me hit you in the face anyways."
Oh,
Chaos. I don't know. Chaos didn't give me. Well, it was a little close there, but I mean, Tiamat with the like nuclear was. That's really what. What gave me trouble there.
Oh, yeah, for sure. The nuke and the nuclear and the nuke, yeah. That was a very terrifying encounter also, but... So, I guess at the start, we'll start with you, Phoenix. Did you have a game plan going into this? And as you kind of speak about, you know, maybe the game plan you had, Wildham's on carry too, so What was your game plan, Phoenix?
Well, with an early airship, it's what I like to do is just turn in as many key items as I can. Took a bit of a risk with an early Kraken fight, which did not go well. But recovered, got through that, and tried to get a little cheeky with Warmech at the end, and Warmech was very dodgy and also did not go well at all.
Yeah, and I guess same question to you, Tetron, because it's always interesting because every runner's got kind of a slightly different way of the early game with that early airship. Was there a game plan that you had? Because, for us in the broadcast, the runners went off in all different directions, doing a bunch of different things. I literally think there was 10 minutes worth of everybody doing the same checks in different orders and doing different things. And then we got into the big, action pack thing, if you want to call it. It was entertaining, but it was craziness.
Yeah, well, my early game was a little bit of a mess because I bought that hand axe and had no money, and then I couldn't save, and then I went out, I was gonna kill some imps just so I could save at the end, and the imps had squint or something gross like that. So I wiped to the start screen, I had to do my character selection all over, but at least I got to put Nuke in the first slot because I had bought Fade in the first slot instead of Nuke for the Red Mage, and I'm like, well, that was stupid. But yeah, I ran into a bunch of gross stuff in the early game. Yeah, then I wiped in the I went and turned in the tail because I'm like, I'm just gonna get my promotion over with right now because this party 100% wants to be promoted. And then I managed to wipe on that just out of stupid. Oh, it was a Ocho or with damage poison or something on my level 3 characters. And then I went to Marsh Cave, and Marsh Cave kicked me out a couple of times with an undead pack with Squint and Quad X. So it's just the first 10 minutes was just me wiping over and over again because I was just running into stuff that was instant death, huge damage, instant death. So, but once I got my legs under me, it started to go a lot better. I was real happy with and then I went to Earth Cave and I was banging my head against these vampires, which was stupid, but then I found the metal slimes and that was a fantastic grind. Once I got up to level 18 on the metal slimes, I'm I'm good to go. Now the rest of the game is open to me.
Yeah, that was... Yeah, the early game there was a lot of good grinds, but at the same time there was a lot of nasty stuff. And speaking of nasty stuff, Kraken had Nuke. Poor Wildham is down to 184, manages to come back and take out Kraken. Our heal potion situation is getting very low here. A level 50 Red Mage has had issues. That Kraken was pretty evasive there.
One thing I'd like to point out as well, we do have one other runner currently in the race outside of Wildham. That is Jar Jar Thinks, who, unless I have missed something, is a very new player to this community. Jar Jar Thinks is running off stream right now, but is also pulling Kraken 2, just knocked out Kraken 2, so this is actually going to be a quite tight finish. If you've got the, if your computer's not going to, just explode if you open up 2 Twitch windows, you might head over to twitch.tv/Jar Jar Thinks as well and cheer them on, because this is going to be a very close finish between the solo Red Mage and the fighter Red Mage party over on Jar Jar Thinks' screen.
Oh yeah, I mean this is... So, we know Tia's got it's got nuclear. That was actually a very generous shot there by Tia where it did no damage for Wildham. There's the thing we didn't want to run into was the nuke. Because now we have a nuclear that's going to probably hurt us a lot.
Yeah, this is the real scary point for...
Ooh, big damage though. Oh no! The crit.
Yeah, but he has been trying to heal up. He is not fully evasive at this point.
181. Tiamat. Oh no! 260.
Ice 3 does it. Oh no. That is going to be a forfeit from Wildham, and I get it, man. That Ice 3 is real insult to injury when you've got the nuke followed up beforehand, that's tough. And what a fun show by Wildham to just below Red Mage early on, and very nearly make it to the end. Real
yes.
tough finish to go out to a rough Tiamat 2 fight, but GG's to Wildham all the same.
Definitely GG's to Wildham, GG's to the runners in general for making this possible to, to do the event. Wildham, obviously, I guess, little bonus points there. You got to give it to him. The solo Red Mage, not a lot of people would be crazy enough to do it. I say crazy because, as you can see there, it's just so susceptible to a lot of different things. Horrible MDF growth. Without the defense sword, it makes it even harder, but
yeah,
did amazing job. 1 hour and 33 minutes, and he's on tier 2, so...
Yeah, he definitely hard moded this seed, and he made top 32. We know he's a good runner. This was just sort of a fun thing for him to do. I do want to call it, even though it's off stream. Jar Jar Thinks taking on Chaos. 6 hits for 460 comes out of the fighter. His fighter is on, or Red Mage, sorry, is on 90 health. Fighter is nice and healthy at 387 after taking it from Chaos. 4 hits from 89 damage comes out. He's going to swing with the fighter. 6 hits for 636. That's a GG. That's Chaos terminated at 1 hour, 33 minutes, and 40 seconds for Jar Jar Thinks. So well done to our off-stream finisher. And again, presumed duckling, Jar Jar Thinks. Well done, well done, well done. So again, congratulations to all of our runners. Burt Reynolds coming in first. Chanigan in second, Phoenix 29 in third, Tetron in fourth, Jar Jar Thinks in fifth, and again, GG's to Mushman and Wildham. For their attempts at the seed tonight as well. Didn't go as well as they might like, but that does not mean that it can't go well next time. This has been a super fun seed. This is a really good race, and I think a great sort of release valve for a lot of people. You build up the pressure practicing for the spring tournament. It's nice to be able to remember, oh, this is a fun game, and it's fun to just sort of blow some steam off and have fun on a good seed like this.
Oh, absolutely. So, I mean, I don't know what else to add here. Do you have any questions towards the runners there, Groggy? Because, I know I kind of talked a little bit and asked some questions. And
oh, no, they were good questions. I get sleepy towards the end of broadcast. I'm worthless as an interviewer. I can talk and just like, oh, yes, I recognize this thing in front of me. But making conversation is harder once my bedtime has passed. And my bedtime is approximately 8:30 p.m. Eastern.
So I guess I kind of want to go into it since we didn't really get to talk to a whole lot to Phoenix Tetron because because of what was going on with Wildham.
Yeah.
Did either of you kind of want to add in about some of the stuff that goes on? Because obviously with 4 players in the airship, we're going to miss some stuff. So anything that you guys kind of witnessed there that you want to talk about? Because, moving through this seed and like the deadliness of the early game and stuff like that, you guys adjusted and made it through. Trying to think of anything that you guys could add onto that. Is there anything you guys can add? Phoenix?
Poison wizard ogres suck.
Yeah. That's true.
All right, Tetron, you got anything you want to add on there?
Did anybody find the other ribbons? I found one ribbon.
No, it's just the one ribbon.
Yeah, just that one.
Yeah, everybody managed to pick up that one ribbon, surprisingly, on the Kraken side of seafloor. So that was definitely helped out because, as it was mentioned, there was a lot of deadly stuff there, and I think a lot of these chaos fights may not have gone as easily may have wiped out a lot because even Chaos was casting Fire 3 and some deadly elemental spells. So. I think we've seen Bane out there that was casted too. So, so with that, I guess we'll just kind of move to final thoughts here. Tetron, why don't you give us final thoughts here?
Thanks, Phoenix, for putting this together, and thanks for everyone else for jumping in. And this was great. And the two-man run instead of 3-man run. It was wild. This is entertaining. I think this is the kind of trash fire that people tune in for.
And the best part of to add on to that, Tetron, was the pure fact that the battle for the bonus race was between the 2 characters that you guys got, which was very ironic. It was great. So I guess switch over to the person that kind of organized this whole thing. Phoenix, give us your final thoughts here.
First, just shout out to all the spring tournament crew. You guys are fantastic, and thanks for everything that you guys do. For all the ducks, we'll see you in a few weeks in the Duck Derby, and thanks everyone for coming out tonight. It was fun. Wouldn't be a first broadcast on a new channel without a bit of a dumpster fire.
Absolutely. The question for Bert, it was the key that led to the bottle that led into TNT into Masa was +1. So I guess we'll move on to our first place on stream, second place overall. Chanigan, your final thoughts?
Yeah, thank you guys for hosting this. That was a really fun race. Thanks Phoenix for organizing all of this. Even with the Oops 2 fighters, that was a blast. And yeah, I got nothing else to say. Thank you guys.
All right, and with that, I guess I'll do mine, and I'll let Groggy get us out of here since he brought us in. Thank you, Phoenix, for running this. Thanks for everybody for hanging out for the inaugural Final Fantasy Randomizer Twitch. It was great. It was grand. It was fantastic, and as it was pointed out, it wouldn't be right without a Trash Fire seed. So the Oops to the 2 Light Warriors was fantastic. Darkmoon, thank you for restreaming. Danny, thanks for pushing the buttons. And Groggy, take us out of here.
Yeah, real treat when the Trash Fire's on the administrative end, instead of the code end. So glad we got to witness that. Thank you all again. I feel real honored to be here and hanging out with you all tonight. Don't forget, tomorrow we've got the continuation of the Spring Tournament 2021 as we head into the final few games of the top 8. Caleb versus Lord Fizzlebeef and Fryteeth versus Jat at 9 p.m. Eastern. The first will be on twitch.tv/LuffyDV, and the other one will be on one of the Randomania channels. We do not have a channel for that yet, but keep an eye on the Discord. We would be happy to have you there. Again, check out that Duck program. We'd be happy to invite you to learn this game. Obviously, we had some new runners tonight, GD to our off-stream finishers. I hope you all have a wonderful night, and don't forget to follow, hit that like, subscribe button, whatever it is you do on Twitch, and we'll do some more of these on twitch.tv/Final Fantasy Randomizer. Thank you again to Danny. Thank you again to Darkmoon. Y'all have a fantastic night, and we'll see you soon.